Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. We're going to ask a really fundamental question about that furry roommate living in your house right now. If you're a cat parent, you probably spend, well, a lot of time just observing your pet, trying to figure out what is going on behind those intense, unblinking eyes, right? Well, today, we're looking at some truly fascinating research that completely flips the script on how we understand our feline companions. We're going to look at how they see you, how they talk to you, and what your mere presence actually does to their nervous system.
So let's start right at the beginning. When your cat looks at you, what do they actually see? You might think they look up and see, their favorite human, their owner, or maybe their master. But the truth changes absolutely everything about how you should bond with them. And honestly, understanding this means you're going to start catching signals your cat sends you every single day that you've likely been completely missing.
Because get this, they have never once looked at you and seen a human. What they see instead is a very large, really clumsy cat who has somehow just ended up in their colony. And honestly, this might be the absolute biggest compliment they could ever give you. It literally means they see you as one of them, not above them, not separate from them, but equal.
Moving on to Section 1, the core illusion.
Let's dive into how animal behaviorist John Bradshaw breaks down this fascinating illusion. When we contrast dogs and cats, we see two entirely different evolutionary paths when it comes to us. See, dogs actually developed a separate, distinct social behavior specifically for humans. They know we're different and they treat us as masters. But cats didn't do that at all. When your cat approaches you, rubs against your leg, or grooms your hand, they're using the exact same behavior they'd use with another cat. So the crucial point here is that unlike dogs, cats never evolved a separate social behavior for us. Meaning when they greet you at the door without that frantic dog-like desperation to please, it's not coldness, it's respect. They are treating you as an absolute equal in their world.
Which brings us to Section 2, the hunting lessons.
Now, this completely recontextualizes that gross moment when your cat drops a dead mouse at your feet. We've all heard the stories, or, maybe you've experienced it yourself. Let's walk through the logic actually playing out in their head. Step 1, they watch you every single day. They see that you never chase anything, you never hunt. Instead, you just walk over to a loud, cold box, pull the door open, and pull food out of it. So, Step 2, in their eyes, you are a completely hopeless hunter. You're basically failing at the most basic survival skill. And then, Step 3, they step in to help. In the wild, mother cats bring back dead prey to their kittens, not to show off, but to teach them how to survive. Because they see you getting your food from that cold box, they are running that exact same instinct on you. They are literally trying to raise you. But context is everything when reading their intentions. If they drop a dead or yikes, sometimes half-alive piece of prey at your feet and just sit there staring at you, well, that is a selfless hunting lesson. They're giving you a chance to practice. But if they drop a toy, like a water gallon cap at your feet with totally different excited body language, that's just an invitation to play fetch. This brilliantly illustrates that whether they are trying to raise you to be a better hunter or just wanting to play with a plastic cap, the takeaway is exactly the same. They are actively choosing you as their family.
Let's look at Section 3, blurry faces and fast movements.
Have you ever held your face right up to your cat for a sweet moment and felt like they were looking straight through you? Well, we call this the 10-inch blur. While human eyes see crisp edges and fine details, a cat's vision cannot clearly focus on anything closer than about 10 inches to their face. Because they live in this permanent soft focus, every time you lean in close, your face is really nothing but a fuzzy shape to them. Actually, this is exactly why they can't even see the treat you're holding right in front of their nose. They aren't being difficult, they literally cannot see it. What they lack in detail, though, they completely make up for in motion detection. They recognize you through your fastest movements, your specific sounds, and your smell, rather than a clear photographic picture of your face. They don't carry an image of you in their head, they carry the entire feeling of you.
Moving on to Section 4, a language invented for you.
Let's shift gears and look at the sounds they make. Because if you've ever wondered why your cat meows at you so much, the answer is absolutely wild. When comparing how cats communicate, the differences are striking. Adult cats in the wild almost never meow at each other. They use scent marking, body language like tail flicks and slow blinks, and hissing or growling. But with humans, early on, your cat realized that you're basically deaf and blind to their subtle tail signals and blinks. You just don't read body language like a cat does. So what did they do? They adapted. Kittens meow to get their mother's attention. It's a survival tool to say, I'm hungry or I'm cold. Most cats grow out of this entirely, except when they live with us. They essentially brought back a kitten survival sound specifically for you.
And it goes even deeper than just making a sound. Over time, your cat actually develops a highly specific, bespoke vocabulary just for you. Think about it. The meow they use to demand food sounds completely different from the meow they use to get your attention, which sounds totally different from the one they use to wake you up at 3 a.m. for absolutely no reason. They built an entire language that only works between the two of you, proving they decided communicating with you was worth the evolutionary effort. That is literally evolution bending in your direction.
And finally, Section 5, the ultimate safe haven. All of these physical quirks, these hunting lessons, and these communication adaptations build toward a profound psychological bond. For a long time, people thought cats were aloof, right? That they didn't really care about their owners. But in 2019, researchers at Oregon State University put this to the test. They wanted to monitor how cats handled the stress of a strange environment with and without their humans. So they put cats in an unfamiliar room, removed the owner for 2 minutes, and then brought them back.
The results completely shocked the scientific community. A massive majority, over 60% of the cats tested, demonstrated a secure attachment style. This is the exact same secure attachment response, the exact same emotional wiring that human babies show with their mothers. No way, right?
Let's look at exactly what that behavior looks like. Without their owner in the room, the cats were stressed, vocal, and withdrawn. But the second the owner returned, the cat's entire nervous system relaxed. They calmed down, their ears went soft, and they felt safe enough to explore the room again. They don't need you to be a perfect hunter. They don't need you to understand every single tail flick. Your mere presence is enough to tell their nervous system that everything is okay.
It all comes down to this beautifully summarized point. Because your cat views you as an equal in their colony, because they see you as a giant, clumsy cat who needs to be taught how to hunt and needs a special language just to understand basic communication, they have elevated you to their ultimate safe space. You aren't just a food provider. You are home.
So I want to leave you with this final thought. The next time you walk into a room and your cat immediately melts onto their side, or the next time they drop a toy at your feet, or use that highly specific meow they invented just for you, how will you respond? Now that you know you aren't just an owner, but rather their family and their safe haven, I hope you never look at your giant, clumsy roommate the same way again. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.